I don't want to make you blush here. I probably will, but I have had amples of candidates who have worked with you say Mike Pett was the best sales leader I've ever had the pleasure of working with, and all of them would join you again in a heartbeat. So I'm sure you're going to be incredibly humble, but what's the secret sauce to your success as a sales leader?
Well, that's really good to hear. It'd be pretty embarrassing if it was the other way and they're like, that guy's the absolute worst. Yeah, no, I mean, listen, sales is hard. It's really hard. And sales at startup companies is even harder. So sales reps, BDRs, they want to know that leadership understands that. They are willing to do anything that they can to help them succeed. So there's a lot of autonomy at startups. When you hire people, you expect them to have this entrepreneurial spirit, and that's always in, job descriptions and things like that for startups. But realistically, that doesn't mean that they can figure it out all on their own. So I've always made it a priority to demand a high degree of effort. So, you're going to be here, you're going to work hard, you're going to do everything you can to help this company succeed, but also helping wherever possible, leading by example. The best reps, they know how to leverage leadership that's doing that for them in a way to make themselves successful. So I had a mentor once that told me, your goal as a sales leader is to make sure that when somebody joins your organization to the time that they leave, whenever that may be, they are better professionally and personally. So I've always taken that to heart, and it's important to me. So
I love that. I feel like I've learned so much off you just doing the account executive searches with you. I'm like, what's Pett looking for? Okay. Keep it in my head.
I love working with you, by the way. You're extremely diligent and thoughtful, and obviously a hard worker. So it's been great, collaborating with you, Romy.
I'm always thinking when people say that they're going to think I'm paying them off. I didn't. I promise.
100% verified.
No, Pett, the pleasure is honestly all mine. Well, look, you've had a very, very successful career, and you're obviously at OnsiteIQ right now. But before that, you had the rocket ship days at Building Connected through to Autodesk. And I think we can call Building Connected a unicorn. And I have a lot of candidates say, I want to find the next unicorn. What's your thoughts around that mindset, I suppose?
Sure. So, yeah, Building Connected was a great company, and it had a tremendous thesis that ended up panning out really well. And the acquisition by Autodesk was a great partnership, and I got to work there for several years and lived in London for a few years, helping them expand internationally. So yeah, that was a great ride. I think the advice for people looking for, a rocket ship, quote unquote, is to have more realistic expectations. And hear me out. So these unicorns, they don't happen overnight. It takes years of grinding, it takes iteration, it takes persistence, and frankly, it takes a bit of luck as well. So even if you control all the controllables and do everything that you think you can to make the company successful, there's always outside forces ready to set you back, and you have to be resilient in that process. So it's an iterative process. So if you're not ready for that journey, if you're looking to get into, tech startups or ConTech startups, real estate startups, frankly, stay away from it. So I think the great thing about startups is the ability to learn and grow. So emphasize that, regardless of success or failure of the business itself. Try to ask yourself specific things. Like 3 things I could think of is, can I work with the manager that's hiring me, and the team that's hiring me? You can't get away from people. You can't hide at a startup. So can I work with this team, and can I work for the person I'm reporting to? And second thing is assuming you believe in the long-term potential of the business, which you should if you are attracted to the business. Does the business have a practical way to get there? Because it's one thing to have this grandiose vision, but if you don't have the steps in the way, or at least the first few mapped out, then it's probably going to be tough to get anywhere. And then the third thing is, how much can I personally learn in this role? So you look at it as an opportunity to learn and grow rather than just looking for a rocket ship. Then you'll be fine.
So wise. Pett for president, election coming up. Okay.
No comment on that.
Yeah, actually, we're not bringing politics into the pod. What is your favorite song?
My favorite song. Okay, so I'm a big Dave Matthews is probably my favorite all-time artist. So there's a song called "Pig" by Dave Matthews. Some of you may know it. That is it's a good jam. Whenever it's on.
Wait, who the hell is Dave Matthews?
No, you're kidding me, right, Romy?
No.
Okay, you got to look him up. Look up Pig by Dave Matthews. It's a banger. You'll like it.
It sounds really deep.
It's not about pigs. Let's put it that way.
Pig, Dave. What genre are we talking for the other like 5 million people out there who don't know who you're
It's
talking
like,
about?
how do you define Dave Matthews? It's like
Oh,
alternative
like
rock,
country
surf
music.
rock. It's not country. It's like alternative rock, surf rock. He's a phenomenal guitarist, great vocalist, and he's had a long career. He's still touring. So yeah, he's one of my favorites.
His last album was released when I was born, which is why I haven't heard it. But you're looking good for your age, Pet, so don't worry. I'll have a good old dig into Dave Matthews and we'll go from there.
That's amazing. You'll like it, I promise.